I can't believe the images this $100 projector produced. Enter and start. Digital greetings to all. Continuing with this saga of projectors, in my previous video I reviewed the little YG300, which has very low resolution, even below VGA. Today I have this Lumen LED projector, because we are going to review it, and little by little we will learn about projectors. Because in a single video, it is impossible to explain everything. There are currently three most popular projection technologies: LCD technology, DLP technology, and laser technology. On that scale, there is the complexity of each projector, the resolution it handles, and also the cost of each projector. LCD projectors are a bit cheaper, and handle the most popular resolutions, such as VGA, SD, HD and Full HD. Most use LED light power. Precisely because LEDs are cheap. These are home projectors. They are not professional projectors. Since nobody wants to use one of these to set up a movie theater and collect tickets, or yes. A laser projector can cost $1,000, and there are others of more than $3,000, so let's be real. Most are looking for the cost benefit. This is also a cheap projector, but at least it's HD, and so we are increasing the complexity in this little saga. Let's go with your unboxing. Rick is sad, because mom didn't take him for a walk in the park. But at least he stayed with me, to check out this projector. This projector is brand Lumen, and it is a LED projector model BH486A. How do you see? It's a little big. Inside its box we find a power cable, an RCA adapter cable for analog inputs, a 1 meter HDMI cable, and a very basic infrared remote control. It is the same as the YG300 mini projector. And this is the projector with its user manuals. This is one of the Lumen projectors. This model is characterized in that you do not have physical buttons. If not, touch buttons as you can see at the top. This projector comes with a cap to protect the lens, which is very good. And in addition, turning the top of the lens, we can do manual focus. On one of its sides is the power socket, that connects directly to the house current. On the other side are the micro SD slot, the audio output, the analog input, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 1 HDMI 2.0 input, and an air outlet, where you can see a radiator. On the back is the power button. This in turn is the infrared receiver window, and the output of the two integrated speakers that it has. One here and the other at the bottom. There is also a 1/4 inch thread to put it on a tripod. This LED Lumen projector costs about $100. Although it has more advantages than the YG300, not yet reach a mid-range. But it will be interesting to review it, compare it, and test it, to see its performance. According to its manual, its characteristics are: LCD screen projection technology, 30-watt power LED light source, 5000 lumens lamp brightness, native HD resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels. According to its manual, it supports full HD at 1080p. Projected screen size from 30 to 120 inches. 16:9 widescreen format. Forced ventilation system. Wi-Fi wireless connection. Does not integrate Android operating system. And integrates manual keystone correction. All these specifications are those indicated in your manual, but in the world of projectors, do not blindly believe in the manuals, because in these devices, it is where they lie the most. In my previous video, I told you that the unit of measurement of light is the lumen. But measure the light of a lamp. It is not the same as measuring the light and brightness of a projector. In a lamp the light is distributed homogeneously around it, right? While in a projector the light is concentrated and focused towards a specific direction, and it is not the same. Therefore, to be more strict with the true light output of a projector, the American National Standards Institute, or ANSI, created a more precise procedure to calculate the brightness power of a projector. That power is measured in lumens ANSI, and that should be your reference when buying a projector. If a projector does not give you the ANSI lumen in its data, like these two, it is very likely that they are hiding something. The YG300 told us 600 lumen, but they are not 600 ANSI lumens. At most, I estimate 40 ANSI lumens, but you already know me, I cannot form a better criterion than seeing. So let's get to know this projector better. Luckily, this projector was much easier to open. Only 5 screws and I was able to remove the entire top cover. But very carefully, because it is connected with a flag to the touch buttons. So with a knife and a lot of patience, I'll remove it. And this is how this projector is designed and built. I like the isolation of cards I see. On one side is the power card. This is where the power supply is. And as far as possible, the processing card. This is important to avoid possible interference and a processor malfunction. Who is in charge of generating and send the images to the LCD screen? This card, if it integrates a Wi-Fi module. Proof of that is this antenna. But let's remove the card to see one more inside. This is the motherboard. Wow, what do I see here? A fan cable was bitten during assembly. If I hadn't disarmed it, I wouldn't have detected it. And it could have been the end of this projector in a few weeks. You better fix it. I will disconnect the card to analyze it better. Here I see that it has 2 infrared receivers. This is for controlling the projector, pointing from the front and also from behind. This is a small buzzer that sounds at startup. And this mini button is used for the general reset, so you can restart the projector if the system hangs. Most LED projectors use the same LCD projection principle, so I hope to find something very similar to the previous mini projector. And how I feared it. A big LED and its reflector over here. And here the most delicate part of this projector. The LCD imaging unit, with a much bigger screen. Now if it seems to me that it reaches HD resolution, and maybe even full HD support. This is how my projector turned out, almost empty, only the power supply remained, but I'm also going to take it out. These are called switched mode supplies, and they are the favorites of the industry, because thanks to them they managed to eliminate the heavy and expensive transformers, and especially because they are auto voltage. That is, they work from 90 to 240 volts, making the device practically universal. This is the ventilation blower. It looks like it can blow a lot of air. This configuration shows us the same operating principle of the YG300 mini projector, but more powerful, since it uses the same components, but bigger. The powerful light of the LED diode is concentrated in this reflector. Then it goes through these lenses that amplify and blur it. Then the light goes through the LCD screen, which in turn impact this mirror, and is projected out of the projector, passing through the main lens. This projector does not have a keystone correction system. But I found this curiosity. If you look at this other lens, is attached via this arm to a second disc. And turning the dial changes the angle of the lens. This helps to correct the image manually, that is, correct the vertical projection. We will see what real effect it causes when do the tests. And this is the heart of the projector. The power LED light source. And maybe you will agree with me, it is much bigger than the YG300 projector. Looks more robust and powerful, and even brings its own radiator. Because I'm sure it generates a lot of heat. It obviously has a safety thermostat, and the LED diode is tightly screwed on this thick aluminum plate with 2 copper tubes. These tubes have a cooling liquid inside that evaporates, taking the heat away from the LED to the radiator, who is constantly ventilated by the blower, guaranteeing a normal operating temperature. And finally there is the spotlight. It's just a piece of shiny metal, and serves to concentrate and maximize LED light as good as possible. In this window goes the LED. Even if this projector breaks down, I can easily use it as a flashlight. Would you like to see how it lights up outside the projector? In my next video, I will do that experiment. As you can see, even if a device is very cheap, I don't call it crap like some people do. Behind those cheap components, there is a lot of science and engineering, more than those people might understand. If you can afford to buy good equipment, that's great. But not everyone is so lucky. And I think that branding garbage, low-end or very cheap equipment, it's just making fun of thousands of people who do not have a budget to buy something better. I will bring better projectors for all tastes. Now, let's connect it. I have not forgotten the TV box. That's why I already got the TV box from Yuan. Is the direct competition of the Micool KM2, but please subscribe, so that you are up to date with technology, in a simple and entertaining way, in the best style of your friend Javi. Now yes, let's try this new projector, same as YG300 mini projector, It doesn't come with an internal battery either, so we must connect it to a power outlet. We press the power button, and we already have the main interface of the VicSync projector. This interface is very simple to navigate. I have the projector at 2 meters and 30 centimeters. At that distance I get a 80-inch screen. Is enough to start the tests. Now, I'll turn off the light to check the settings, and it is the same as in YG300 mini projector. It is very simple to use, has basic image settings, basic sound settings, time and date setting, and some special options. Otherwise, there is not much to configure this projector. I will turn off the second light in my living room, and I will connect it to a TV box. Believe me friends, that although I know that it is not a quality projector, and that is only HD resolution, many would be satisfied with this quality of visualization. Being in playback, can adjust picture mode, and select between 4 predefined modes: user mode, vivid mode, standard mode, and smooth mode. Are basic settings, but they improve the viewing experience for different types of users. Without a doubt, it is the power of this LED, which helps a lot to the brightness of this projector. Even in low light, details can be seen. Obviously a dark environment is ideal, but observe the difference of these images. I remind you that this projector costs about $100. But for that price, look at the colors it delivers. Not bad for someone with little money. And you want a big screen, without many demands. The quality of these images is typical of HD. They are good, but without reaching excellence. Considering also that I am projecting on a simple wall, and not on a dedicated projector screen. Even when I bring my camera closer, about 60 centimeters from the wall, the details are not so bad, as if they were with the YG300 mini projector. Regarding the sound, this projector has 2 speakers of 3 watts each, therefore it can handle at most 1 stereo output. Power is enough for a small room. I will place this microphone 1 meter from the projector, so you can hear how it sounds.
Solo sirve para concentrar el flujo de aire dentro de las aletas del disipador. Yo le recomendaría para personas que buscan un equipo definitivo como dispositivo de sobremesa, ya que podrá con todo.
But what guarantees me that this projector? Does it actually have HD resolution of 1280 by 720 pixels? Well, either you believe what the manufacturer tells you, or just count how many pixels are there. Calm down friends, it is not necessary to count them, but to approximate them. Look, when you bring the camera 20 centimeters from the wall, you will see that if you can see the pixels. So on a piece of paper, I will make a mark of 2 centimeters, as accurate as possible. I will put this mark on the projection, and then I will count the pixels that fell inside the mark. In my case, there are 13 pixels at this 2 centimeter mark. Then I measure the width and height of the screen, trying to measure as best as possible. And with the old rule of 3 simple, I can estimate how many pixels there are horizontally and vertically. It won't turn out exactly the same, for the errors when measuring the screen, but at least this confirms me the true resolution of this projector, and therefore I know that it does not support Full HD. It's one thing to scale Full HD, but will never play in true Full HD, because it does not have the 1920 by 1080 pixels that are needed. If you install this projector too low, forming an angle with the projection, the image will be deformed as you are seeing it. And here comes into action the vari-angle lens, what we saw during the disarming. With this we can manually correct this screen distortion. It's not an automatic system, but at least it helps. But now, let's make a more exact measurement to disprove this brand of projector. For that I will use an app. Although it is true, the application measures the lux, does not measure lumens, but the theory says that if the projection zone measures 1 square meter, lumens will be very close to the lux being measured. And to have something to compare it with, I will use the YG300 projector that I reviewed in my previous video. To be more fair, I will use the same video source. I will use this TV box Micool KM3, and I will connect it to this HDMI splitter, so I will have 2 video outputs, exactly the same. Also, I will adjust the angles and focuses of each projector, to make the screens as equal as possible. And this, friends, is the difference between $40 and $100. But this is not a comparison, because I know very well that the biggest projector will win. I will only use it as a reference to measure the differences between a QVGA projection and an HD projection. I have the TV calibration app installed. This app is perfect for measuring contrasts, the colors, and the brightness of a screen. But I am more interested in measuring the power of white brightness, because it is where a projector generates more light. I will leave my cell phone about 30 seconds in the center of each screen. And these are the results obtained. It is clear that both projectors lie when you tell us your brightness specifications. Because if you take the average brightness, they only reach 30 and 150 lumens respectively. But for its price, it's not bad either. Attention, I have not measured the ANSI lumens, since, to measure them, special instruments and calculations are required, but this gives us a clear idea of what to expect when buying a cheap projector. When I tried them with ambient light, at 5 in the afternoon, at the VictSing screening, could still be seen thanks to its higher power. But the 30 lumens of the YG300 projector, they fall short, due to the light coming through my gate. And it's worse when you turn on the light in my living room, since practically, the projection disappears. Now I will put the projector 3 meters from my wall. To extend your screen up to 100 inches. See that the image is still good at that distance. I will cross during the shots, so you can see that I'm focusing the projector. And I'm not cheating. When I put very colorful and quality videos, this projector responds well. If not, draw your own conclusions. Also, if they cleverly adjust the picture settings. Despite being cheap and a bit limited, pretty good visualization can be achieved, as you yourselves are seeing it. Finally, and although it is not recommended, I will enlarge the screen to the maximum of my wall. So I will have a 140-inch screen. And I think this is the best. What will you see with this VictSing projector? That, as you have seen, has the same projection technology than YG300 mini projector. But look at all that a more powerful LED can do, and better screen resolution. After 4 hours testing this projector, I feel the warm air generated by the heat of the LED. But thanks to its good radiator, this temperature only reached 50 degrees centigrade. Therefore, I would say that it is not critical. And VictSing tells us that it is 5,000 lumens. Impossible then, friends. Stores put those big numbers up to sell, because in ANSI lumens, it is something else. But I'm not criticizing it, because for $100, it seems to me that it has fulfilled, and offers you, just what you paid for. The best thing about this projector are 2 things. The power of the LED diode, and that at least it is HD. I'm already bringing other projectors. That will raise the bar in quality and obviously in cost. This video was a bit long for me. I just hope you have been entertained, and that today you have learned something new. Write in the comments, what do you think of this saga of projectors? And what did you think of this VictSing projector? Please give me a big like. And subscribe to my channel, so that you help me to continue creating this type of educational content. Simple and easy to understand for everyone. Help me, and let's democratize technology. Until the next video.